Hey, it's great to see you guys again. It's been a while since we've done a live, and I just want to say thank you very much for being here today. Today's topic is all about stress, and don't sweat the small stuff. In transportation, logistics, supply chain management, it's all about stress. So we're all dealing with stress. If you're an employee at a company, if you are a manager at a company, if you are an entrepreneur or a CEO at a company, let me tell you, there's a lot of stress. I've been doing this now for Becker Logistics now for 24 years. I've been in transportation and logistics for 31 years. I'm dating myself, so I guess I don't look like I'm 27 anymore. So, well, listen, two things. One, let's talk about cryptocurrency. I think the last time I did a live without a side-by-side interviewing someone, we were really talking about the cryptocurrency. And let me tell you, cryptocurrency has taken a dive over the last 3 months. Luckily, I sold out most of my my Bitcoin and my Ethereum and my Litecoin. Sold them all in middle of May, or just before the middle of May. That was just because I was buying a house. So luckily, it turned out good. So there's no scientific study to why I sold, but it just dipped. So everything dipped, and I've been buying back ever since, dollar cost averaging. So the last week or two has been good for Ethereum, actually last week. So Ethereum's hit like a $1,750, and it's on its way back up. So that's really good and positive. Also, Q2 was really good for us. We did see an extensive growth, and our trailing 12 months is $100 million in top line revenue. So our team has been doing a great job here, and what a better subject than dealing with stress. So I wanted to talk to you about how important it is not to sweat the small stuff, and a couple of ways to stop worrying about it. You know, there's no real reason to worry. Now, there's a couple things I want to talk about when integrity is out. If integrity is out and your agreements that you have with people, your family, your loved ones, your partners, you have to understand that it's really important to hold that integrity with people. If you have an agreement to be on a meeting at 3 o'clock, be on that meeting at 3 o'clock. Don't break that. Every time that you break an agreement, it's like taking a match head off of a wooden matchstick and throwing it into a little box. And after a while, keeping that box closer and closer to the stove, it will explode. It will blow up on you. And if you do that, if you honor your integrity, if you honor the agreements that you have with your friends and everyone else, you will not get stressed out. Trust me on this. I mean, I'm out of integrity every now and then, and I think some people around me see how fast and what I'm doing, and they can't comprehend it, and they get stressed out. Until they know who I am, they'll get it, and I am not stressed out on a regular basis. So with that, I just want you to really just relax and really look at your life and where are you out of integrity and where are you stressed out? Where are you out of agreements? And where are you going crazy? Because that will come out in some other way, in a way that you really don't want it to. So most things that we are all stressed out over are probably not really about life-changing or catastrophic things, but rather the small stuff. Everyone experiences some of the stress or anxiety as they go about their day. And it's so true that a small amount of it is fine. I don't mind being a little stressed. I mean, being here live with you, let me tell you, there is stress, but I am familiar with it. We have a relationship, and that's where the integrity and the agreements in my life really, I know they're sound. Since it can help push you forward and inspire you to get things done, but excessive worry can take a toll on your physical body, on your mental health, and it can even make your life more difficult down the road when bigger problems arise. So before things get out of hand, it can help to spend more time. Really take that time, create a clearing, and take some time to really think about, where are you worrying about? Where are those worries? What might be coming up that you're worried about? And where might be coming from a place of all these things just overloading you? Take these things out of your life and deal with them one-on-one. And how can you take better care of yourself? You need to stay in great shape. You need to eat well. I mean, okay, you can go a day or two without working out. You can go ahead and eat that McDonald's hamburger. But you have to try and stay in shape, because this is your vessel. This is your vehicle. And when your body tells you something, like that squeaky, when you hit your brakes and that little squeaking is coming from your right front tire, you might want to go get your brakes checked. When your oil light comes on or your check engine light comes on, you might want to go get your car checked. We have those things also innately in our body, and our body will tell us what's going on, and most of the time we ignore them. Those are ways of letting you know something big and bad is probably going to happen. So how many of you are really driving around with your check engine light on? Or low windshield wiper fluid? Or you haven't gotten your oil changed in quite some time? Those are agreements. That's being out of integrity. Now, sometimes life does throw us a huge curveball, and it stresses us out, and it will require you to step aside. But for the sake of this discussion, let's stay focused on how to stay emotionally regulated and calm during other times. When we feel like taken emotionally hostage by the small stuff, it really happens. It's like someone takes us and puts us in a penalty box, and we really can't handle things. How many times have you been stressed out and someone's asking you a question and you're like, no, 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 and you lash out at them? Or you're dealing with something really, really hard, like you can't find your way somewhere, and then all of a sudden the person that's trying to help you, you lash out at. I've done those things before. Luckily, I haven't done them for quite some time. So you need to be worry and fear free. So worry and fear can really feel overwhelming and have a way of ticking us into believing something's going on. Those ticks will just like, it's like, you ever have a tick on you and you're like, da, 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 da? It's like a ticking time bomb. And they could be really in a situation where it's like a magic trick and it's trying to trick us, right? And all of that's lost. These are legitimate feelings. And when our sense of ourselves are getting caught up into this, it's even more complicated for us. For example, consider how failure for someone who is, I don't know, a perfectionist and believes they can or must do things a certain specific way, right? You know those people. You might be that person on certain things. And it's even more complicated for those people. For example, consider how failure for someone who is that perfectionist. What happens when that breaks out? This is why the small stuff can resonate so deeply with us. It can feel like a threat to our very survival. Let's get into 6 ways that can help you stop really worrying about the small stuff. These are things that have helped me along the way to really help me. First, you want to start getting ahead of yourself. If you live as the future has already happened, you are having an emotional reaction, a worry to something that hasn't yet happened. Practice staying in the moment by trying this. Focus on an object in the room. I've done this outside, like focusing on a tree. But look at something in your office right now. Turn away from the monitor and just focus on something on the wall. Notice, it is a way you never have been before. You have something going on your phone or your monitor, and you're focusing on something else. Now look deeper at it. What color is it? What shape is it? Is it possibly more beautiful than you really realize? Now slow your breathing down. Really take it all in. Look at how many dots of each one of the colors are really there. You can't really see that from too far away, but really take it in as it's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, like it's your firstborn child or your first car, your first kiss. Is it something so simple, but it can really have an amazing effect on helping you slow down and just focus in. And you can have this clearing in your life each and every day with everything that you do. How cool is that? What does a life look like when life is happening and you can have it all? Like, that's just amazing. Next, you have to put your hand over your heart. If you are worried, stressed, or fearful, it's likely your fight or flight system is activated. You can feel your heart beating. Can you not? Your levels inside your body are all elevated. Right? And it's like an antidote to the stress hormone. Cortisol is so important, and many people can release it themselves. Now, I don't want to get too scientific with you guys, but I really want you to understand this. When you place your hand over your heart, close your eyes and imagine, feel. I want you to feel completely safe. Feel that heart beating. If you put your hand on your pet and feel their heart beating, that'll work too. As you're remembering the feeling of love, sit with this feeling for at least 30 seconds. Notice how calm it is. Be there. Be present to it. Have the no thing, as Eckhart Tolle says. It may seem weird at first, but trust me, it helps. And when life gets busy and you start going, these things will really help you get conditioned for all the things that are coming up in your life, especially if you're up to a lot. Or you had Bitcoin when it was at 60,000, or you bought it at 60,000, or Ethereum, you bought it at 4,200, and then it drops down to 1,750. That will throw you off. But if you have some of these skills in place, they will really help you with everything going on in the future, especially when you have breakdowns. Third is to practice self-acceptance. Ask yourself, do you accept the person that you are today? Many of us have trouble accepting ourselves exactly as we are, whole, complete, and perfect. Worry can, orbit around as an unsure sense of self. It's important to try shifting your self-concept from negative to positive. You can go from this negative state to this positive state really quick. I can get really in a state of love, positive, or possibility, or yeah, we can do that, to no, I can't do that. No, I can. Let me give you all the reasons why that can't happen. Yeah, I feel terrible today. Yeah, I just, I can't see right. I got glasses. All these things. How do you look at the life that you're living? Are you living with your glass half full or half empty? Create a support system. Forgive yourself. And realize that acceptance is not resignation. And this is where, like, being a Christian and asking for forgiveness and praying each and every day and thanking the Lord for this beautiful life that we're living is so important. Try deciding on an affirmation for yourself, a belief principle. I'm lovable. I will be okay. The armor of God is with me. Every day, either say this affirmation aloud or in your head to help be with you, to be that armor for yourself, to be that support structure, to be that foundation in which you stand. And you have to have this belief in your heart and your mind. Full acceptance can lay the foundations for positive self-esteem. And the two frequencies go hand in hand. They really do. They're like this. Even though they can, or we can concern two different aspects of how we think and feel about ourselves. I feel that I feel good, but then if I look, I can say, well, I don't feel really that good over in this area. We can hold those two concepts, but it's really tough to do. Also, it's good to remember that when you are fully in acceptance and you're accepting yourself and all of your flaws and mistakes, this does not mean that you condone any bad behavior or accept or embrace unhealthy or harmful actions. Listen, I am not the most perfect person. I'm not. I'm far from it. I know a lot of my friends that are more perfect than I am, more smarter than I am, richer than I am. I mean, honestly. But you have to identify, if you don't like something about yourself, identify what that is that you need to work on. Write it down and take action on it. Build a project around it. If you want more information on that, DM me. I will walk you through how to put a project together. I'm on a project right now called Chili Pepper. And I do hundreds of projects a year, personally, for myself, for other people, and for the business. You are accepting reality for what it is. This does not necessarily mean that you like that reality. Trust me, there's realities I don't like, but it's the way it is. It just is. It's the way it is. Look at the last year and a half. That's reality. I don't think any of us really accepted that reality. I know my friends that have restaurants really didn't accept that reality. But by accepting, it's probably the most important first step in improving that which you don't like about yourself. So when we look at this next, try to reframe your worrying. How do you reframe that? Reframing is like selling your car and buying a new car. All those problems disappear. Guess what? You're going to have new ones. Maybe not right away, or maybe if it's a used car, maybe you will. You'll have different problems. Maybe they could be the same. But you'll be looking for those problems, and those worries will be there. You have to clear that slate. Get rid of it. Or fix it. Remember that your perception drives your worry. You are the only one who can assign meaning to these things. It's all in here. And we take it from up here in our brain to out here. And we see the world with this negative. So when we feel all stressed out, right inside like a Coke bottle, half full, shake it up with the cap on, and then you open it up, all that internal worry flies out really quickly, especially with the Mentos. If you've ever tried that, it's pretty cool. Try like 6 of them at a time, okay? Don't do it in the house. Do it outside, all right? So if you assign worry to a lot of things, try to practice reframing it. It is something more productive than worrying and actually taking your garbage and throwing it onto other people. Consider something you often worry about. What is it? Pick that one thing that you worry about all the time. Is there another way you can see this situation? Do your friends see that situation differently? For example, if you fear you will not do well on the upcoming presentation, what is truly the worst thing that can happen? Is it like life or death? Is it that critical as your thoughts are telling you? Not everything is as serious as we make it out to be. And by reframing your worry, you will see that too. What if I was driving here and I got in a car accident and now I'm presenting to you guys live? Do you think that worry would really affect the way I present to you? It wouldn't. As long as I could walk and I'm okay and everybody else is okay. Absolutely. But now if those other things, well, maybe that's catastrophic. And we have to fix that. We have to deal with that. We have to get our integrity and our agreements back in line. These small things that we think are so huge, Trust me, I've got friends that are in wheelchairs. I've got friends that lost their brothers. I've got friends that lost their parents, their children. Listen, guys, sweat the small stuff. Forget about it. Don't put so much emphasis on it. It kills me to hear these conversations with people and how much they make it seem like a huge mountain. After that, get a trusted buddy, a good friend, a friend that can be called upon to help you clarify your thinking. Get someone on your team, explain what you're working on and how they can help you. Most of us shut that off and alienate ourselves with our worries. Our body tells us, shut everything off. Be here. You deserve it. You don't deserve that. You're whole, complete, and perfect. Live your life completely full and celebrate each and every day. I celebrate every day when I wake up and I say, thank you, Lord, for allowing me another day to make a difference in people's lives. When you find yourself worrying, call on them to help you in the process because you feel all alone. You feel trapped, captured, jailed, in prison with a life sentence. And lastly, identify what keeps you stuck and work on it. If you've tried above all of the things that I've suggested to you and are not finding relief, a therapist can help you get unstuck. Now, most of you would say, well, I don't want to talk to a therapist. I don't want to talk to a psychologist, right? A psychologist will help you get those things out and deal with them. A psychologist will help you. Don't go the other way. There can be prior experiences in your family or origin that explains why it's more challenging for you. Those things may be there. You have to identify that. So I want to conclude with you guys to understand that worry and fear are all valid human emotions. They are. They're there for a reason. We have this fight or flight, and it's there to protect us. Don't take it so sincere in some cases. But living a chronic or an easily triggered state, or either of them, can lead to unnecessary suffering. Really. You really don't want to be thinking about this stuff all the time. I mean, it's just going to break your body down, break your mind down, and break down your relationships, break down your whole work. And it's not good. Learning to not sweat the small stuff is a hallmark of resilience and guaranteed improvement for you and the people around you. And your emotional health is so important, and your emotional health as a whole will improve. We're always going to have those days when we spill coffee, those moments that we think our friends are ignoring us, or the nights that, my wife gave me some hot sauce the other day, and it's like the third level up, and she put like a whole bunch of it on there, and I ate it, and I'm like, it hurt for the next 2 days. Those worries I couldn't even go to sleep. Those things happen. Mistakes happen. Or we misplace our keys and we lose our mind. We're human beings. And it's natural to make mistakes. It really is. They're never going to go away. It's always going to be like that. It's a condition that we know it's going to be like that. I hope you were able to take something away from this. Or, of course, there are other ways to help with your worrying and the anxiety. And we are all different. Some people go to recreational drugs or alcohol. How do we take that out? I stopped drinking alcohol during the week just to really cleanse myself so I can think clearer and not make that such a habit. Not that there was a problem. Let's look to see if there's any questions. Very true. Very, very true. Thank you so much. And go beyond. We do tend to worry about stuff that we truly don't have control over. Yeah, absolutely, Nancy. And I got a doctor, Dr. Carolyn Holt. Thank you. You agree 100%. I love that. I wish I would have been a doctor. That would have been so much fun. But school, like putting in that much time, I, I thank you. We all need you guys. And hey, Jim, how are you? I have written a book, the Real She. What's your say about it? I don't know. I haven't read it. I wrote a book too. It's The Genius in You. So pretty cool. Cooper Capital follow at Becker. All right, cool. Thank you. Becker is Becker. Thank you. It's great to see you guys. And listen, I just want to say what may help for one person might not work for someone else. But keep trying, and thank you for your questions and your comments. It really helps me know that you're watching, you're listening, and that hopefully I just need to make a difference in one person's world, just one. Make a difference in your own profession, your own personal life. If you can learn just to let things go and not worry, you'll have a better day. So with that, I want to thank you. God bless you, and have a great day. And I'll see you next time. All right? Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.